Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went in there? Or maybe you found yourself searching for your glasses, only to realize they were right on your head the whole time? Don't worry, you're not alone. These little mental hiccups happen to all of us, especially as we get older. But here's the good news. Just like our bodies, our brains can stay strong, sharp, and focused if we give them the right kind of exercise. Now, I know when people hear the word exercise, they often think of treadmills or lifting weights. But today, we're talking about something a little different. We're going to focus on 6 simple brain exercises, things you can do every single day in just 10 minutes or less, that help keep your memory strong, your thinking clear, and your confidence high. And the best part? You don't need a gym, an app, or a tech gadget. Just a bit of time and intention. You see, the brain is like a garden. If we don't tend to it, weeds of forgetfulness and sluggishness can start to grow. But with just a little bit of care, we can keep it blooming well into our 60s, 70s, and beyond. These brain exercises are small, simple habits that not only improve memory and attention, but can also lift your mood, improve your balance, and even help you sleep better. Let's start with the first one, and this one might surprise you: using your non-dominant hand. Yep, something as simple as brushing your teeth with your opposite hand or stirring your coffee in the other direction can actually spark new connections in the brain. Think about it, when we do things the same way every day, our brain goes into autopilot. But when we switch things up, it has to work a little harder. That effort, those moments where you're concentrating just a little more than usual, is like weightlifting for your neurons. It strengthens the communication between different parts of your brain and keeps your mind alert. Try it next time you're eating, brushing your hair, or even using the remote. Another powerful habit is reading aloud. I know that might feel a little odd if you live alone, but stay with me for a second. When you read out loud, your brain has to engage in several tasks at once. You're looking at the words, processing them, forming them with your mouth, and hearing them through your ears. It's a full brain workout. You don't have to read for an hour. Just pick a short article from the newspaper or a favorite passage from a book and speak it aloud. You'll be amazed at how much sharper and more focused you feel afterward. And speaking of stories, have you tried recalling old memories in vivid detail? I'm not talking about just remembering what year you went on that cruise or when your grandchild was born. I mean really diving into the memory, what you were wearing, what the weather was like, what you smelled, heard, or felt in that moment. This kind of mental time travel doesn't just keep your memory muscles working. It also brings a deep sense of joy and connection. Sometimes, I like to sit down with a cup of tea and just walk myself through an old photo in my mind. I'll try to remember where I was, who was with me, what jokes were told. It's more than a memory, it becomes an experience. And those kinds of brain exercises are deeply nourishing. Now, here's a fun one, and it's something you can do even while waiting in line at the grocery store or sitting at the doctor's office. Try doing simple math in your head. Nothing complicated, just mentally add up prices or subtract 25 from 200 and keep going. It doesn't have to be perfect. The goal is just to give your mind a stretch. Like flexing a muscle, each time you try to solve something mentally, your brain gets a little more agile. And no one has to know you're doing it. It's like a secret workout for your brain. If numbers aren't your thing, how about language? Learning a few new words, either in your native language or even a different one, is a fantastic way to keep your mind limber. Start small. Pick a word you don't use often, look up its meaning, and then try to use it that day in a conversation or while journaling. Or, if you're feeling adventurous, try learning basic greetings in another language. Even just a few phrases activates memory and listening areas of the brain and can be incredibly rewarding. Plus, it's a fun way to surprise your family when they least expect it. The truth is, staying mentally sharp isn't about being perfect. It's about staying curious, staying engaged, and challenging your brain in small but meaningful ways each day. Whether it's brushing your teeth with the wrong hand, reading a poem out loud, or trying to remember the name of your third-grade teacher, these moments add up. They create a richer mental environment, a stronger memory foundation, and most importantly, a sense of vitality and connection to the world around you. And let's be honest, after 60, it's easy to feel like some of our best days are behind us. But I don't believe that for a second. This chapter of life has so much to offer, and a strong, clear mind makes it all the more enjoyable. Whether it's keeping up with your grandkids, staying independent, or simply enjoying a good book without having to reread every sentence, your brain deserves the same care and attention you give to the rest of your health. Now that we've looked at a few powerful ways to keep your mind alert and engaged, let's explore some more exercises that take things even deeper into that beautiful, adaptable brain of yours. Let's talk about movement. Not just any movement, but purposeful movement that wakes up the body and the mind. You might not expect this, but one of the best brain exercises after 60 is something as simple as dancing. Yes, dancing. Whether it's a little shimmy in the kitchen while the kettle boils or a gentle sway to your favorite old tune in the living room, moving to music engages multiple areas of the brain all at once. Think about it. You're listening to rhythm, recalling lyrics, coordinating your steps, and sometimes even reminiscing about a moment from your past. That's sensory, motor, emotional, and memory functions all firing together. And you don't have to be good at it. In fact, the sillier the better. What matters is that you're moving and engaging. 10 minutes of dancing a day can lift your mood, improve balance, and give your brain a joyful little wake-up call. So next time your favorite song comes on, don't just tap your foot. Stand up and give it a go. Your brain will thank you. Now, I know we all have those days when our energy is low and motivation is nowhere to be found. That's perfectly normal. But here's something that takes almost no effort at all and still gives your brain a healthy stretch. Visualization. This is the simple act of closing your eyes and imagining something in vivid detail. For instance, picture your childhood home. Can you walk through the front door in your mind? What did the kitchen look like? What color were the curtains? Was there a familiar scent in the air? Doing this kind of deep mental imagery stimulates areas of the brain responsible for memory, spatial awareness, and even emotion. It's a gentle way to reconnect with your past and keep those neural pathways strong. You might even make it part of your bedtime routine, just a few minutes of mental sightseeing before you sleep. It calms the mind and sharpens it at the same time. Another quiet yet powerful practice is mindful observation. Have you ever really looked at something, like the pattern on a leaf or the way the light moves across the wall during the day? When we slow down and observe with intention, our brain shifts into a different gear. We notice more, we remember more, and we become more connected to the present moment. It's a simple practice, but it trains attention and awareness, which are the foundation of memory. Try this. Pick an object, maybe your favorite teacup, a flower, or even your hand, and spend a full minute just studying it. Notice the colors, the textures, the little imperfections. Don't judge, just observe. This little act of focused attention sharpens your mind like a pencil. And over time, it becomes easier to stay present and recall details throughout the day. Now, let's talk about something that's not exactly a brain exercise, but without it, all the exercises in the world won't help. I'm talking about sleep. I know, it sounds unrelated, but the truth is, sleep is when your brain does its deepest work. It clears out toxins, stores memories, and resets for the next day. If you're not sleeping well, your brain is running on fumes. So, while we're focusing on 10-minute habits, consider this one. Take 10 minutes before bed to wind down properly. Turn off bright lights, put away screens, maybe do some light reading or deep breathing. This transition helps your brain recognize it's time to rest, and the better you sleep, the sharper you'll be. That morning fog that so many of us feel, often it's not age, it's just poor sleep. And thankfully, that's something we can improve. But here's the real secret, and I want you to hear this clearly. It's not about doing all of these exercises every day. It's about doing something. Even one small brain-friendly habit can create a ripple effect in your life. When your mind feels clearer, you move with more confidence. You remember names, appointments, even your sense of humor comes back stronger. You feel like you again. And isn't that what we're all really after? Not to feel young again, but to feel present, capable, and connected. That doesn't come from magic pills or complicated routines. It comes from tiny, consistent choices that honor the incredible brain you've carried with you all these years. Every forgotten name or misplaced key doesn't mean you're losing your mind. It just means your brain needs a bit more attention, just like your joints or your heart. And the beauty is the brain can bounce back. It really can. Neuroplasticity, the ability for our brains to rewire and grow, is real even in our 60s, 70s, and beyond. You're not too old to improve. You're not too far gone. You're exactly where you need to be. So whether today's the day you start brushing your teeth with your left hand, or you decide to call up an old memory in full color, know this: you are already doing something good for yourself. Every moment you choose to engage your mind, you are planting seeds for a healthier, sharper tomorrow. Take a breath. Feel that? That's your mind already coming alive. There's more to explore, more to remember, and more joy to feel when your brain is working with you, not against you. Now that your mind is awake and you're starting to feel that little spark of clarity again, let's keep going. Because there's one more daily practice that has an almost magical effect on the brain. And it's something you can do anywhere, anytime, even while sitting quietly in your favorite chair. I'm talking about storytelling, but not the kind where you write a novel or perform on a stage. I mean your story, your life, your memories, the moments that made you smile, cry, laugh, or grow. When you recall an old story and tell it even just to yourself, you're doing more than reminiscing. You're activating memory centers, language pathways, emotional processing, and even imagination. It's like a full-body workout for your brain, all wrapped up in something that feels good. Try this. Choose a year in your life, maybe when you turn 30 or when your first grandchild was born, and sit for a few minutes thinking about that time. What was happening? What were you wearing? Who was there with you? What sounds, smells, or songs take you back to that moment? You don't need to share it out loud unless you want to. But if you do, even better, call someone or record yourself. These little stories are not just treasures for the people who love you, they're nourishment for your mind. They connect the dots between your past and present and keep your mental map vibrant and alive. And if you want to take it even further, write it down. Even a few sentences a day. Not only does it preserve your memories, but writing itself is a powerful brain exercise. It challenges your memory, your focus, and your ability to organize thoughts clearly. Plus, it's deeply satisfying to look back and see your own journey in your own words. But let's not forget one more essential practice. And this one might surprise you: it's laughter. Yes, laughter. It's one of the most underrated brain boosters out there. When you laugh, your brain releases a cocktail of feel-good chemicals that lower stress and improve cognitive function. It literally wakes you up from the inside out. You know that kind of deep belly laugh that leaves you wiping your eyes and holding your sides? That's medicine. Watch a funny movie, call a friend who always makes you chuckle, or find silly videos online. 10 minutes of laughter a day can do more for your brain than a crossword puzzle ever could. It lowers cortisol, increases oxygen to the brain, and strengthens emotional resilience. And let's be honest, life feels better when you're smiling. So often we think of brain health as something serious, like a test we have to pass or a problem to fix. But really, it's about joy, curiosity, engagement. It's about finding reasons to keep waking up with interest and wonder and a sense of purpose. That's what keeps the mind sharp. Not just exercises, but experiences. So let's take a breath and reflect on this. You've already got everything you need to protect and strengthen your brain. You don't need expensive tools or complicated routines. You just need 10 minutes a day and a little willingness to try something new or return to something old in a fresh way. Think about it. In 10 minutes, you could challenge your non-dominant hand, dance to your favorite oldies, recall a beautiful memory, study the details of a leaf, imagine your childhood kitchen, or tell a story that matters. That's not just passing time. That's building a better brain, one moment at a time. And don't worry if some days you forget or feel like skipping it. That's human. What matters is that you come back, that you care, that you keep showing up for yourself, just like you would for someone you love. Because you deserve that same attention, that same effort, that same care. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, I don't know where to start, just pick one. One little habit, one small exercise. Try it today. Try it again tomorrow. See how you feel after a week. The results may be subtle at first. Maybe you remember things a little quicker, or your thoughts feel less foggy. But over time, you'll notice. Others will notice too. You'll feel more like you, the sharp, capable, vibrant person who's still in there, always has been. So now, before we end, let's take a moment of gratitude. Gratitude, too, by the way, is a form of brain training. It strengthens emotional regulation, reduces stress, and improves sleep. And it's so simple. Just think of 3 things, anything that you're thankful for right now. A warm cup of tea, a beautiful morning, the fact that you still have the curiosity to watch videos like this and take care of your mind. You're doing something powerful. You're investing in your future. And you're doing it with care, joy, and intention. That's something to be proud of. And hey, if you found something helpful in today's video, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts or even one new thing you're trying in the comments. Let's learn from each other. And if you haven't yet, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos that support your health, happiness, and independence, because you deserve to live fully at any age. Here's to stronger minds, brighter days, and the joy of staying sharp well into the years ahead. Take care of yourself. We'll talk again soon.